Have you ever thought about where your produce comes from? Most grocery chains receive produce from various local and national farmers. In fact, there are about 3.4 million farmers in the United States today. But of that staggering number, only 45,000 are Black farmers. At the Better Buggy, we are a proud group of Atlanta-based Black-owned farmers, selling produce locally and nationwide. Our easy-to-navigate online platform makes it easy for you to make a one-time purchase or to simplify your life by subscribing to our weekly produce box. Whichever frequency you choose, you can order with confidence, knowing you'll receive 100% organic farm-fresh produce. If you're looking for a thoughtful gift for a loved one that they'd actually find useful, be sure to pop by our online store where you can snag a gift card your recipient can use to order their own produce and t-shirts. Ready to start supporting local Black-owned farms and making healthier food decisions? Visit thebetterbuggy.com now to start shopping.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are many people at risk now, especially if you're in certain states. Now, here in New Jersey, if you happen to be a subscriber that's behind on your rent, in New Jersey, they can't evict you until after January 2022. So, you know, all states don't have those kind of protections for renters, but that's one thing here they do. So, we know the moratorium ends today. And this came out on CBS News July 30th, 2021. As eviction moratorium expires, here are the states where renters are most at risk. A nationwide moratorium on evictions is set to expire today, Saturday, putting millions of people at risk of losing their homes. Housing advocates warn that a wave of evictions could be coming, with as many as 11 million people behind on rent, according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, a left-leaning think tank. The CBPP estimates about 16% of U.S. households are behind on rent, doubled the pre-pandemic level. Yeah, and that ain't going to go away anytime soon. But the rent burden is spread unequally across the country. It certainly is. In some states, more than a quarter of renters are behind on payments, according to CPBB calculations. The Southeast is the hardest hit, with 29% of renters in Mississippi and 28% in South Carolina were behind. And this was, a report they did as of the first week of July. In Georgia, 1 in 4 isn't caught up on rent. The more renters that you have that are struggling as a proportion of the population, the more strain it can put on local communities. Sergio Ventures identified 250 counties where more than 1 in 5 renters were behind, which Sergo dubbed as most at risk. And here's the counties. It lists the states, not the counties. So the list includes all but 4 counties in South Carolina and roughly half of the counties in Georgia and Mississippi. None of the states currently have eviction protections in place beyond the federal government CBC order. So if you're in any of those states, you virtually have no protections. Wow. Okay, so nationwide, Black renters are twice as likely to be behind on rent than their white counterparts. Well, y'all do that by design. That's all part of your rigging. So while Latino and Asian renters are 1.5 times likely. Historically, Black renters have faced evictions at the highest rates. Yeah, in your rigged up system, that would be the case. The eviction surge that's expected to begin after the national moratorium July 31st deadline will hit unevenly across the country, housing advocates said. It has been building throughout the pandemic. Some jurisdiction courts have allowed eviction cases to proceed even while the federal moratorium has been in place. Note Eric Dunn, Director of Litigation at the National Housing Law Project. The moratorium only prevents the physical ejection of a tenant, not the legal process to evict. That means some landlords have evictions all teed up and ready to go, Dunn said. The landlord already has the eviction order in hand and just have to wait until the CDC restriction is lifted to have it physically executed. You could see people basically being put out on the streets the first week of August because there's no remaining procedures to go through, he said. At the other extreme, 7 states will continue to have renter protection for at least another month, some for longer. In New Jersey, renters can't be evicted until January 2022. New Mexico State Supreme Court has halted evictions with no end date plan. California, Minnesota, and Washington State have protections in place until October, while evictions in Illinois and New Jersey, or I'm sorry, not New Jersey, New York, are paused until September. 2 other states, Hawaii and Maryland, have eviction protections set to expire in mid August. And we know the aid to cover rent has been painfully slow in America. It has been painfully slow. And they know it. They know this whole process did not go well at all. They should have made it easier. And everybody that was renting in the country, whether you were behind on your rent or not, should have been aware that there was at least some type of assistance they can get. You know, it's amazing how you don't want to let people know this, but I bet you if there was some tax changes with the IRS, you'll make sure you get that out right away. All right. So, despite more than 450 different programs around the country to help renters in distress, just about 1/10 of the financial aid Congress has allocated in rental assistance has made its way to renters. Housing advocates have pointed to the layers of paperwork and other bureaucratic delays in programs as a reason to extend eviction protections nationwide. Yeah, but I say if they're going to extend it, they should at least give the landlords some money. You know, you could alleviate a lot of this if you would just give them something. But y'all, please tell me what you think. You know, I do these stories because I know a lot of people are out here renting. Some of my subscribers rent, and this is going to impact so many people in this country. And it just looks like now the deadline is here. If something does come, it's not going to come soon enough for the people that are on the verge of losing everything. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.